Hello and welcome back to another Star Citizen video today. Alright, today is the day that we see who wins Ship Showdown 2025. And more importantly, I did do something. Alright, I have not seen any of the results, nor did I vote. Okay, shame on me. Number one is I kinda feel that Polaris might take the cake. It is Polaris versus Asgard, but you know what? If Asgard wins, oh boy, that is interesting for sure. But I think Polaris won. Okay, and this is not without seeing it. Okay, so my reaction for the day it's gonna be fresh, and that's the main reason why I did not vote. Okay, so before we begin, like, subscribe, hit the notification button and help the channel grow. And of course, you do not need to buy any of this shit with real money. And here we go. See our champion and the winner for 2955 Ship Showdown is the Polaris with 84,269. That's a nice last two number, right? And there we go. So number two, we have Asgard, we have the Zeus ES Mark II, and we have the Gladiator. Oh boy, it is exciting. Yeah, and I think I did make a prediction back then, right? Like Polaris, kinda the new, I would say, the new shiny ship for Star Citizen, but more importantly, okay, without any of this stuff, the Polaris is a great mobile base if you want to fly with a small organization. And that's it, right? It's just a fun ship to fly when you have a group of friends, all right? Do note this is not a solo ship. I need to put that disclaimer, okay? Big ships are not solo ships, but then again, I will attempt to fly solo anyways. And compared to the Idris. All right, so the debate right now is which is a better solo, not say solo base, mobile base ship, the Polaris versus the Idris. Unfortunately, the Idris in general, it's a much better mobile base if everyone wants to bring their toy into space and play. But if you just want a ship that can do mostly everything without too much, I wouldn't say issue, effort, okay, I'm going to use the word effort. The Polaris is a little bit better because it has torpedoes and whatnot. Yes, the Idris has a rail gun that is, you know what? I would say the railgun is actually a big threat. And for now, capital ships versus capital ships, I don't think there is any distinctive power. Can I use the word power in between the Polaris and the Idris? You know what? I'm gonna revisit that. Okay, for me, I'm biased. I like the Polaris. The Idris is great, it's nice, it's fun, but having a F5 wars on off with everyone else and the price tag for the Idris is just a little bit hard to get. I think that's the reason why it's much better. But I'm saying the size 10 railgun really helps the air quote firepower when it lands. Okay, when it lands, it hits. Ooh, saucy. Sadly, the torpedo or missile in Star Citizen suffers desync issue, which means if it hits, it hits. If there's desyncs, yeah, forget about it. And it's a bit expensive though if you want to restock your torpedoes. Anyway, that's just fanboying on the Polaris. You have the Asgard, you have the Zeus Mark II. Yes, I do hope the Zeus skin is it applies to all the Zeus model, not just the Zeus ES. If it's just the Zeus ES, that's probably my assumption, but I do hope it's for the rest of the Zeus chassis or hull. That would be great. Okay, that'd be great. And of course, Gladiator. Gladiator, unfortunately, right now it's a ship that has a, I won't say questionable role. it's neither here nor there for the Gladiator. So the Gladiator needs a little bit of rework. The easiest rework I can think of is that you can swap out the bomber bay to be either a bomber or a torpedo bay. Just give it a, what you call this, options. In that case, then I think personally the Gladiator is a little bit more enticing. All right, bring it up to the A1 level, the Spirit A1 bomber. If you want to reduce the bomber DPS, that's fine, right? Just a little bit. But then again, the Gladiator is a bomber ship according to the, what do you call this? According on paper. So yeah, I would love to like this ship, but it requires a little bit of rework. Yeah, unfortunately. All right, nothing much about the S-Guard. S-Guard is the best, I would say straight up, best drop ship. If you want dropship, gunship, and ship that can carry your vehicles, S-Guard, it's my go-to. The only problem is the price tag. That's it. It's just a little bit more expensive. And that's about it. All right, cool. And we see our chart. Asgard versus Wrath. Yeah, this clear cut Asgard, Asgard, Asgard. The only difference is Asgard. Oh no, all the way. Asgard is all the way to the finals. Nice. Ursa Medivac. Yeah, got kicked out by Asgard. M50 versus Razor. Unfortunately, I wanted the M50 to reach here, but we have M50 versus Gladiator if it reach here, which is also a tough thing because I think the Gladiator is really, really underutilized at the moment, or nobody goes to. So, fair enough. Next up, we have the Zeus Mark II ES and the Corsair. Now, this is a surprise for me. The Corsair got knocked out by Zeus Mark II. Yeah. One of the things that I can think of is that the Zeus Mark II ES is a much more affordable ship and it's shinier. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the Corsair kind of got the nerf bad, so maybe that influenced a little bit more. But I'm gonna go with shiny ship. Vulture versus Mole. This is straight up quite obvious. Vulture will take the cake. Solo salvaging ship versus multi-crew mining ship. Solo all day long or single pilot. Prowler versus Talon. Yeah, this is clear cut, right? You want to go for the OG Tavarian ship, or rather the hull. So the Prowler utility. Unfortunately, we are fighting against the Polaris and the Star Lancer tech, and this one is a bit easier to choose. Polaris, capital ship, shiny ship, everyone loves it. Star Lancer tech, not really the most, I would call it, sought after ship. The base Star Lancer Max, yes. Right, the Star Lancer tech is actually not that bad, okay? Let's put it this way. If you're a smaller group and if you don't want the Polaris, you want a little bit more nimble, a little bit more fast, a little bit more pew-pewness, all right? In this case, the Star Lancer tech really, really takes the cake. It has a hangar bay big enough for a Fury. That's probably the only downside. It has medical bay, it has everything. It has basically everything you need in a multi-crew ship. Pilot control weapons, you have enough turrets to become a gunship, medical facility if you want to serve as a forward base or forward mobile base. You want a bit more pew-pew, you want extra fighters to escort you. You got a Fury, which is nice. So there we go. Yeah, Star Lancer attack, really a nice ship. And of course the Star Lancer series right now, or the Star Lancer variant, in my opinion, it's the number one Star Citizen ship experience. Yes, right? Star Lancer Tech, Star Lancer Max, soon to be Star Lancer build. And I'm gonna say straight up, right, the Star Lancer is definitely the cheapest budget go-to Star Citizen ship experience. Yeah, everything you need is in the Star Lancer. Okay, that's all I have for you for today. Whew. Yeah, the Polaris. On one end, I am super happy that the Polaris won number one. At the same time, not really, because the other half, I would say, the Polaris is an expensive ship. If you want to get the Polaris Best in Show skin, ooh boy, it's gonna be expensive. All right, we're gonna talk more about the Best in Show skin later, but just to give you a quick thing is that you have two options to get the Best in Show skin. Either you buy the Polaris straight up or upgrade to the Polaris during the Best in Show day during the anniversary sale. That's the standard go-to for those who are new to Star Citizen. Another one, which is mostly those who are already in Star Citizen, already been playing quite some time. And then if we know the anniversary sale, which is for me, it's another mini game for Star Citizen, is that you want to have the Polaris in your hangar before the Best in Shows day so that you get an airdrop, a separate package for the Best in Show skin. And after that, you can melt the Polaris and then you can buy other ships. The problem is, that's the problem. You need to buy the ship before the day itself. You cannot keep it in CCU. You cannot keep it in melted, right? It has to be a physical, I won't say physical item. It has to be an item, a ship in your hangar, in your account. So, and this ship is 900 plus. All right. Okay, that's all I have for you for today. All right, just give you a quick little tease. I will talk more about the Best in Show skin because that's the next best thing ever when it comes to another, I don't say mini game, but a goal for me to collect. All right, this is mainly for people who wants to collect. For those who are not bothered with ship skins, yeah, doesn't matter. Right, the Best in Show skin doesn't really matter, and I want to see how they want to do the Best in Show skin for 29.55, right, the in-game year for Star Citizen, or 2025. With that, that's all I have for you for today. Whew! I will see you in the verse and fly dangerous. Nice.